Hello, this is Nick Coutreau, the creator of the Pro Palate training system and the author of the book, Cigar Bliss. I'm here in beautiful Santiago, Dominican Republic, at General Cigar, a division of Scandinavian Tobacco. Jhony Diaz, the Vice President of Operations and Development and Handmade Premium Cigars, has sat down with me today in my quest to help me demystify the art of taste. Jhony, thanks for having me today.
It's a pleasure, Nick. It's a pleasure.
Jhony, back in the mid-90s, cigar smokers typically referred to a cigar in simple terms, such as light body, medium body, or full body, and also a good cigar, not so good, or a great cigar. Then a magazine was released called Cigar Aficionado, and in their cigar reviews, they used taste associations to describe cigars. What were your initial thoughts of this way of describing a cigar?
Nick, I think, still today, people who actually know and smoke cigars, they normally go to assessing in simple terms. I mean, full body, full taste, or something which is sweet or something sour. I mean, I think that the dimension that people like Cigar Aficionado introduced to the industry goes well with the times. Smoking a cigar. People who smoke cigar, they don't know why they smoke cigar. So it's like something that comes from you internally, from you inside. So how you describe a cigar is going to be different for everybody. So I think it's just a natural way of them trying to interpret what people goes through when they are smoking. There is not maybe a single way to do it. There is not maybe a recipe to express or to assess a cigar. It's just something that goes with your way of seeing things, and it's coming from inside. So everything, I guess, apply.
So if we fast forward 25 years, what are your thoughts now regarding the way you approach blending a cigar in terms of aroma, taste, and flavor?
We actually have been working on this very recently. Still, I believe, that the key themes is, like you were saying, taste, of course, aroma, and the strength, the body. Those are, to me, the core attributes that you will all the time have in mind when you are, tasting a cigar or you're smoking a cigar. You may have some different, say nuances or say notes that people may add, but indeed, in the end, those three dimension or attributes are the core one to me, and they will prevail, no matter what.
Interesting. Right now, we're surrounded by oak barrels that have some precious tobacco leaf in these barrels. What's going to happen to the flavor of these filler leaves once they find their way into a premium cigar?
As you know, tobacco is a living entity all the time. It's not only when you are growing the tobacco and you are curing it. Still, tobacco in this container is still working. Water is maybe the best friend of tobacco, and how you actually control moisture level, temperature, and things like that, you will shape up, the taste of the cigar. You will shape up how the tobacco actually smoke, the combustion. So in this container, what we have is actually a controlled environment, and we, as you know, we are adding to this, a little bit of wine. So in this container, we actually place the heavier tobaccos, and after a couple of months, tobacco will come out of this with enhanced aroma. The burning will be much better, and of course the taste will be also enhanced.
Interesting. What advice would you give to a new cigar smoker that wants to develop their palate?
listen, to smoke, first of all, you need to you need to like it. That's the first prerequisite. If you like it, it's a matter of course, being in the right place at the right time. Sometimes, when I come to work, but a little bit tired or whatever, I don't feel like smoking. So smoking is not only the cigar that you are smoking, it's also the environment, the company that you are with, and the moment. If you are in a good company, if you are in a good environment, smoke will be natural, and you will enjoy it. But sometimes you don't feel like doing that because you are tired, or because you had a bad day, or because you're not with somebody that you actually appreciate. So to me, just being in the right time, uh, being able to say, I want to have a smoke now. If you want to have it, you want to enjoy it. There is nothing, in addition to that. You gotta be feeling that from inside, that you want to smoke a cigar, that you are, with the right company at that moment, because in the end, the enjoyment of the cigar is not just due to the cigar per se. It's also due to other, factors that are in the surrounding. Like I said, being with a friend, with somebody that you actually, you know, like to be with. So there are, two things that we actually will influence, in the end, the final pleasure. The cigar will bring part of that, but also, the surrounding, the company, the environment also plays a role.
So you would recommend to a cigar smoker not to force
Exactly.
the experience.
That's the first prerequisite. You cannot force it. It has to come naturally. You want to be able to light that occasion, that moment. The occasion, to me, plays huge, 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 factor in the final enjoyment of the smoke.
I find I enjoy a cigar most when I'm relaxed and when I can empty my mind and allow my mind to just travel wherever it wants to go. For a seasoned cigar smoker, are there any tips or techniques you can offer to help them get even more enjoyment out of the smoking experience?
There isn't, like I said, there isn't any prerequisite, there isn't any teaching. It's something natural. Uh, if there's anything, you have to, mentally be ready for that particular smoke. You should be coming to the scene with an open mind and, uh, wanting to be there. That's the only thing that I, can say.
Okay.
There isn't any teaching, any learning, special for a smoker. He just being aware that he would like to enjoy the moment.
Okay.
That's the only thing I have to say.
Have you ever given someone a cigar that you felt was a great blend and they didn't care for it, or vice versa?
Yes, I mean we have had different occasions where we have actually put in the hand of somebody a blend and expecting a good feedback, and they react very negatively. And I remember an occasion which is particularly important to me. Uh, Maybe 10 years ago, we gave a blend to a journalist, our friend Frank Sulzer, and to a friend of mine. His name is Bill Fink. We were trying to develop a cigar using some rare tobacco from Brazil, from the Amazonian of Brazil, and we brought that tobacco from there. We put together a couple of samples, and it was a unique smoke. It was a different smoke. When they actually began to smoke, and they said to me, "What the hell are you putting together?" Because they began to sniff, they started to cough and to actually cry, and they said to me, "That's not gonna fly." And in the end, when we launched the cigar, it was one of the most successful stuff that we have ever launched.
Do you feel that the ability to detect different taste nuances and make taste associations, such as I'm sensing dried lemon peel, dried fruit, some cedar, chocolate, being able to identify those associations, could that enhance a cigar smoker's experience?
Yes, very much. Of course, it's not that simple. You gotta be an experienced smoker to be able to actually go that far and be able to differentiate those notes. But yes, that will, of course, enhance your experience, and in the end, you will have a much better, picture of the total smoke when you are capable of doing that. But that's something that, of course, is not simple to do, and not everybody can actually, achieve and in the end do.
Earlier, before the interview, I was given a tour of the facility, and I saw the process that the tobacco leaf goes through, the different fermentation stages. And what really was interesting to me was the birth certificate of the tobacco. And you have a room that has tobaccos that have a birth certificate of 2012, 2014,
Yes,
2015.
yes.
And I started thinking about the way you refer to yourself as a cook. And I wanted to offer a different way of looking at what you do. And my thoughts were, you're more than a cook. You're more like a gourmet chef. And then something came to me after this tour. It even goes beyond that. I would say that you're more of an alchemist, a scientist, and you deal with basic ingredients, 4 or 5 ingredients. You start with a seed that's the size of a grain of salt. You nurture that seed into a plant in a short period of time, 3 to 4 months. And then you start the aging process, the fermentation, the first fermentation, the second fermentation. So I would like to refer to you as an alchemist. I feel a cook is selling you short.
It could be, but in the yes, cook could be a cook is also an appropriate name for it. What we have to go through when we are putting together the blend is a pretty lengthy and cumbersome process. Picking different ingredients, different tobacco for different origins, different types. Indeed, yes, could be considered a cook or an alchemist. Maybe an alchemist is way too much, but I think at least a cook.
Well, I think you're very humble, and I admire you for that. And some of the best meals I've had have been in simple homes with a cook, a grandmother, a great-grandmother. So not to put a cook down, but the process that you go through here to make a end product that is a premium cigar that can make you feel things and give you a sensorial experience that is sometimes beyond imagination. So I feel that in what you do, you create a flavor vessel. This cigar is a flavor vessel that can transport you back to all the years that you've lived. Our sense of smell can trigger our memory. You could walk into a room and somebody's wearing a cologne that your grandfather used to wear, and you're transported in that moment back in time. So I want to say that I really admire what you do and how you do it and the passion that you have for making and blending premium cigars. What I'd like to do is show you the Pro Palate training system, and then we can see what your impressions are, and we can go from there.